New York City is often described as one of the greatest, most interesting places anywhere on the planet. From its status as a financial hub, the seat of the United Nations, to its diverse cuisine, masses of people, and the space it gives to music, film and theatre. Many find it overwhelming, but a South African entertainment journalist who moved to the city in 2010 now wants to share her great love for the Big Apple with anyone who cares to listen. And she has found that putting on her running shoes and strapping a GoPro to her arm is just the way to do it. The details from Sherwin Bryce-Pease.
South Africans in particular are often very excited to learn about the success achieved by the likes of Trevor Noah here in New York City. But other South Africans are also trying to make a name for themselves in the entertainment world, and doing so not one step, but rather one stride at a time.
Hello from New York City, I'm Nadia. This is The Rundown.
Nadia Neofitu gave up her full-time job with Prime Media in Johannesburg and took the New York plunge. Was inspired to take up marathon running and loved it so much, she combined her passion for entertainment with her newfound love for the urban outdoors and started an online YouTube series called The Rundown.
So Nadia, clearly you've fallen in love with New York City. What is your vision for The Rundown?
I never ran. I never thought I could run. Did the marathon and found that through training for it, it gave me a stability that I never had in the city. My life as a freelancer is so up and down. The running is the one thing that's a constant, no matter what I'm doing. So it allowed me to also see more of the city and appreciate so much of it, which I love the city. I love finding new places to run and discovering new spots that I never knew about. And so the love came in. The running and the entertainment started to combine together, where I would see movie locations from some of my favorite films that were shot. So many of them were shot here. Music places where albums were recorded, some of the best albums of all time. So I started to figure out ways to try and bring these two passions together.
Each episode is done one of two ways: an interview on the run, preferably with someone who can keep up, or culture on the run, like this episode, shot to mark Nelson Mandela's 99th birthday earlier this year.
There's the Chrysler, Nelson and Winnie Mandela Corner. It's right around the corner from the UN. One of the stories that has fascinated me so much since I moved to the city is the connection that it has to Nelson Mandela, and his legacy is still alive here. There are still so many places that have a little bit of that Madiba magic. So I decided to incorporate them. It was a very, very long run because it goes through Brooklyn. You know, he visited Brooklyn, he came to Manhattan, he went to Harlem. It was a really long run.
Part of our interview naturally had to be done while on the move.
So Nadia, I mean, it's interesting. You have to do everything yourself. You're the camera person, you do the research, you have to run, you have to put it together. Just explain the process.
Yeah, it's very much DIY. I find the routes, research the information that goes along with them, then I do the routes and edit it and post the videos. So it's very much something that I love doing and putting together myself, even though it's a lot of hard work.
So you've literally taken your first love of entertainment and combined it with your second love, which is running.
Yeah, I didn't know that it would actually be possible to do that. But being in New York, I mean, it's the heart of entertainment. I've been able to figure out ways to do it.
Okay, so not too bad. I'm ready for a sit down, a foot rub, and a bottle of water.
When she travels for work, the GoPro goes with her, having done rundowns in Athens, Toronto, Cannes, among others, and in London, where she decided to take us on a tour of all the locations used to film Bridget Jones's Diary.
Running doesn't have to be boring. You know, you don't have to do the same route over and over. And if you just take a moment and learn about where you're running, you'll find it so much more rewarding. So that's where I come in. I've learned it for you and I'm sharing it with you.
A tiny window into one of the more interesting cities in the world, all while working up a good sweat. Sherwin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.